All right, my friends, we are in the final stretch. So, according to maps, it's less than 5 minutes straight shot from here. Oh,
About a year ago, a YouTube channel started posting videos about the location of a Sonic the Hedgehog statue that was found within the mountains of Japan. The Sonic community, including myself, was immediately interested about this. Why and how did it get there? Who was the owner? It turns out the owner passed away and the statue now belongs to his kids. The statue was put there to help people find his home since the road to it is very easy to miss. Many people quickly noticed the statue's deteriorating between the photos that popped up over the years, and with it being found, the community, including Sega, are trying to figure out a way to protect and restore the statue. Now, seeing as no info on the statue has popped up recently, I have decided to make the journey to the statue to check up on it. So I packed my bags and got on the train to Nabari, where I began my 3-hour walk. Upon arriving, I immediately got to work. I haven't been to a rural area in Japan in nearly 5 years, and to be honest, it felt a little strange. Luckily, there was a flock of elderly men ready and willing to stare at me, which actually was pretty nice. Some familiarity in a new place can go a long way. Before starting on my walk, I needed to make sure I had the supplies. So, I started to look for a convenience store in the area. Luckily, this is Japan and the rural areas are no exception. I was able to find a family mart where I could go and get the food and drinks needed for the trip.
you know, this is my first time going to the Inaka or rural area in a very, very, very long time. I tend to stay within the city limits of Osaka, sometimes go to Kobe and Nagoya, but there's usually nothing out here, so I tend to not come. And honestly, the train ride was kind of mind-blowing. You know, instead of seeing so many buildings, I was like, whoa, there's trees! Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go hop in at the Family Mart behind me and get some snacks, and then we're gonna head over to the mountains. Alright, I just left the Family Mart, and I got some Pocari Sweat, which is like Gatorade or Powerade back in the West. I got a Monster because I was really tired on the way here. I have an egg sandwich, and this is an onigiri rice ball, beef. So I just looked up how far the statue is. It's about a 3-hour walk from here. So I'm gonna head on out and I'll see you guys soon. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen an area this rural in my life. I've never been out this far away from the city. Anyways, we're just gonna have to follow this road for, what, 2 hours? It appears to be for the most part a straight shot, so I guess that's lucky on us. Anyways, let's go. Feels like it's been forever, but I finally found a convenience store. I don't think I've ever been so happy to see one in my life. Also, right across we have a really freaking nice building. The people who live here must be rich. Or it's a temple. I don't know. Honestly, I'm really glad that I found this place because it actually comes with like a little sitting area, which is nice. And there's a Christmas tree. I really had to use the bathroom too, which is nice. Anyways, I ended up getting this here because it's getting kind of hot. This is Coolish. It's kind of like a ice cream, kinda? It's hard to explain, but like basically, like, I can't do it right now because this is really hard, but you just suck on it and this white cream comes out. It's really, really good. If you ever come to Japan, I highly recommend it. Alright guys, we have officially lost our sidewalks. So we're getting pretty far away. Anyways, going through here actually really reminds me of the time that I went to, what is it called? Shimane? So, Shimane was the very last time that I actually visited a rural area, and it was roughly 5 years ago. I went down there to see the Izumo Taisha, which is, I think, the oldest shrine or whatever. I learned about it when I was in university, and my image of it, because they showed us pictures, it was a giant temple that was kind of on stilts. I'm gonna put a picture so you guys can see. But anyways, I went there, and when I got to the Izumo Taisha, the building wasn't standing up at all. It was just sitting there on the ground level. And I thought to myself that, hey, this isn't the Izumo Taisha that I was shown that was standing on like 20-foot tall stilts. And so I kept walking around the area, using the GPS, and I just couldn't find it. So eventually I found the museum for the Izumo Taisha, and inside there was a replica. Okay. Oh my god, I swear I'm gonna get hit by a car. These roads are getting more and more narrow. Anyways, I went inside the museum and found the replica, and immediately I found one of the staff, and she didn't speak English, but you know, since I speak Japanese, I was able to communicate what we were trying to do. And I asked her, I'm like, hey, I'm looking for this. And she's like, you found it? And I'm like, no, the real one. So she didn't understand my question. And I told her that I'm looking for like the original one. And then she tells me that I'm over 800 years late. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, this one collapsed like almost 1,000 years ago. And I was so surprised because I traveled halfway across the country just to see it, and it wasn't there, and they completely rebuilt it. It was just really surprising overall. Yeah, I really should have done my research, and for all I know, the Sonic probably isn't gonna be there anymore. I didn't even bother to do research on it. Maybe it's being repaired, maybe it already collapsed. I don't know, but I still have a really long way to go before I get there. The GPS is saying, what, roughly hour and a half to go of walking, and these roads are getting more and more narrow. So either way, this isn't really looking too good for me. I'm gonna stop recording and focus on the road because I really don't want to get hit by a car. So I'll give you guys an update very soon. Okay, so right after that story about what happened in the Shimane, I stopped recording and I was immediately stopped by like this old man. And he came up to me and he's like, what are you doing here? And I told him, like, hey, I'm just recording. And he's like, why are you recording? And so I had to explain the whole story about that I'm here to climb a mountain in order to find the Sonic statue. And he's like, oh, okay, why? And I'm like, what do you mean why? Because I want to. And he's like, oh, well, I just saw you out here and recording and I wanted to know why. And so, yeah, I'm guessing there aren't many foreigners out here. So I guess I look suspicious. I'm not too sure. But I know that many Japanese, especially the older ones, they're not very trusting of foreigners. And being in a rural area like this, I guess I do stand out quite a lot, especially with this camera out. Anyways, with that said, let's keep going. Okay, this seems like a nice spot to take a break. So I've officially ran out of cell phone signal, and that also includes my pocket Wi-Fi. So I have the route downloaded on my phone. So maybe I should be okay, but if something happens, I'm kind of screwed out here. You know, I don't know if I'll be able to find my way back. Though, good news is a majority of this route is a straight shot, so I think I'll be okay. Okay, we've officially reached the point where the roads are no longer roads. We're on the beaten path, and everything's getting really steep really fast. So, not gonna lie, I'm already winded. I didn't even get that far. Okay, so yeah, let's keep going.
So I continued going along the beaded path. I was expecting the rest of the trip to be like this, but I ended up finding a main road again. So I started thinking that things were going to go back to normal, but little did I know, the trip was about to get way more interesting.
I don't know if this is an abandoned bus stop, but look at all these chairs. Like, I don't know about you, but this isn't exactly a place where I would want to sit. You know, looking at the sign, it looks brand new. So I would assume, there's even spider webs up here. I would assume it's active, but geez. You know, I know that I'm really far out up here. Huh. I think there's a golf course up there. But yeah, I honestly never thought I would see something like this, even out here.
Right next to the bus stop was this massive tunnel. Upon hearing the amazing acoustics, I knew exactly what needed to be done.
Oh. I just got out of the tunnel and was greeted to a really, really amazing view. There's a little red tree over there as well, and a little hut where you can rest, which I think I'm actually going to do that in a little bit. Yeah.
After leaving the lake area, I entered a forest. It was both cool and worrying. I was beyond exhausted at this point, and the steep slope only made problems worse for me. There was no signal, no buildings, no traffic, nothing. This was quite possibly the worst place for something to go wrong. That said, the scenery was simply stunning.
Oh, that's really cool. It feels like I'm in some kind of Jurassic Park-like world. There's nothing but these super tall trees.
Eventually, I made it out of the forest and started to get near the end of my journey.
All right, my friends, we are in the final stretch. Oh, according to maps, it's less than 5 minutes straight shot from here. I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it. Oh my God. This thing is huge. I didn't expect it to be this big.
After an incredibly long and exhausting walk, I found the Sonic statue. I took off on this journey expecting only to see Sonic. However, I had so many amazing experiences along the way. I really started to beg the question, what is more important, the journey or the destination? I honestly do not know the answer. All I know is that I will never forget this amazing day.